Hello and welcome to the Basic P podcast. I'm your host and favorite SEO strategist, Brittany Herzberg. Today's episode is a mashup of insights from some of those who went through this last round of SEO and Grow. I could obviously talk all day long about this program, but things just hit different when you can hear from actual people who went through the experience. There were 14 people total in this last round, and we had all kinds of entrepreneurs, from coaches to photographers to therapists to astrologers to herbalists to bookkeepers to copywriters to virtual assistants in this group. And that, in and of itself, shows the power of SEO because we had 3 coaches, 2 therapists, and 2 copywriters. I'm also probably forgetting something else. But guess what? Their stories are all unique. What and how they offer something is unique, and even who they help is unique, which all adds up to equal an SEO strategy customized to them and their audience and their business and their offers. As you're listening, if you have any questions, use the text button in the show notes or DM me. It's at Brittany_Herzberg on Instagram. The link for SEO and Grow is below as well, so you can explore the program at any point. And just one more thing before I send you into the episode. I intentionally have a mix of stories and highlights. You're going to hear from someone who has ADHD, from someone who's a teacher herself, from someone who went through this program with her assistant, from a couple people who even ended up feeling so motivated that they did things like rewrote their entire website copy during the program, and even from someone who really doesn't like group programs. We're going to get a bit deeper with 3 students, and then you'll also hear a clip from our final group call. Here you go. I'll see you on the other side.
I think that I'm a chronic learner, and I feel like I've bought a lot of programs and have not completed them, is what I'll say. And so I started really tracking what are the things I'm spending money on in my business first. And I was like, okay, the tax professionals looking at me every year, you're really just buying courses. Is this really a business? And I was like, I need to figure out marketing and systems. That needs to be my focus this year. And so I said, okay, I'm going to deep dive into what marketing looks like. I also, I'm a full-time professor. And so I was like, marketing has to feel sustainable for me. And I kept coming across SEO. I kept hearing your name also.
Love that.
But also Googling you. It's a thing. So I'm like, well, obviously this SEO thing is working because when I Google, this is what's coming up. But also other people in other communities, trusted communities, were mentioning you. And so once I kind of found your website, it was a no-brainer. I did the SEO taster. And I think I messaged you late one night, and you messaged me back, and you're like, yeah, sure, we can do it. Let's jump in. And I was like, okay, I like the vibes here. But even after the SEO taster, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so in reading the document that you sent me, I was like, this makes a lot of sense. I don't know if I have the capacity to implement it for myself. And so you kind of walked me through all of your offerings. And I think you actually did it a couple of times because at first I was like, let's just do the done for you thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been burned a couple of times by businesses hiring the stuff out. And you were like, based on what you're saying you need, Cecily, I really think you should do this so you can learn SEO. And as a learner, I was like, well, hell yeah, let's do the thing. So it was a no-brainer in that way for me. It made the most sense. And even before joining the program, you had given me way more knowledge that made me feel like this was something that made sense for my business, but also it was something that I had the capacity to tackle and implement. I was actually telling this other person that I'm working with, another coach, your program and their program's the only 2 programs that I've ever completed. And I feel like y'all are educators. You want to make sure that we understand why we're doing the thing, why the thing works. And so now that I'm thinking about SEO and thinking about the copy on my website, because I'm also redoing some copy for some of the pages on my website. Before, I would absolutely be okay, let's just like throw some money at the problem, get somebody else to do it. And then I get to check off a box. No idea if they're doing the thing, right?
Right.
And now I understand they were not really doing the thing and probably knew that like I didn't know that they were not doing the thing. And so I feel like it has saved me a ton of money because now I know what I need and I understand
Yeah.
what the things are supposed to do. Like I understand the functionality of my website and the copy on the website. And so many times, especially starting in business, I would hear people say, you need a website that's working hard for you. And I was like, what in the hell does that mean? Say more.
Sounds great, but what?
Yes. And so now I feel like I have a thorough understanding of what that means. And because I know how my website, the different parts need to like work together, I'm able to make better decisions about like the things that I need in place to support this hardworking website for me. But you kept asking us those 3 questions. Who do we help? How do we help them? What do we want to be known for? I was like, damn, okay. Clearly, I'm not going to be able to move past this point. I mean, as late as 2 weeks ago, you asked me that question again. You were like, Cecily, I know you're thinking about like adding this other specialty page to your website, but you were like, take a beat. What are the things that you really want to do? And like, let that inform what you're doing here. And so it's forced me to slow down and really get clear on who do I help? What do I want to be known for? How do I help them? But like that's informing the strategy. I have ADHD, so the strategy could get real all over the place real quick. And so not only has it been grounding for me, but when I go back into like doing SEO keyword search, I'm like, oh, okay, like this is the strategy. It makes sense. Get back on the yellow brick road, Cecily. And it's been super, super helpful because even one of the specialty pages that I was telling you I was thinking about adding, like I immediately went in to do keyword search and I was like, oh, this is madness. I'm going to leave this one where it is. Like, I'm not even really that excited about this work.
Yeah.
But it goes back to those 3 foundational questions. And so it just kept like bringing me back and giving me a grounding place that was super helpful for me. Funny enough, don't judge me here.
You know I never do.
Because I need accountability and I have, the ADHD and all the things. I've literally been thinking about going through the program again. No, it sounds and I know that I know what I'm doing, right? But it was so helpful for me and how you like built in the pacing. So first I would tell the person to do it, especially if you're like starting out and you're throwing spaghetti at the wall and you keep hearing people say, you need a hard-working website. Well, this is what they're talking about. They're just not saying all the things. They're not finishing the sentence. That's neither here nor there. It's a soapbox now. But I can appreciate when someone has taken the time to curate a learning experience where I can, 1, learn, 2, retain the information. I feel like, yes, I can absolutely do this stuff on my own, but do I want to? No, not really.
Which is why the done for you service was so top of mind. And you were like, program? Okay.
Right. And that's the other thing, Brittany. I'm not a group program shorty. Like, I'm
Really?
no, I'm really not. So the Telegram, y'all be blowing the Telegram up with the wins
I
each
live there.
week, and I read them. I don't ever share. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like a lot is happening. There's a lot of movement. Like, I know that I feel like I'm making progress, but to see that it's a collective experience, I'm like, this program really does what it says it's going to do.
Which shouldn't be such a mind-blowing thing, and yet here we are.
Which shouldn't be such a mind-blowing thing. And I think that is something that for me, an educator, somebody who teaches on a daily basis, like being a part of coaching programs that honor the program promise, but it's teachable. One, you can learn it, but two, you can retain it. Like, that's going to eat down every time in my mind. Like, that's
Yeah.
the type of experience that I want to be a part of. And I like the accountability. I liked coming to the group calls. I like reading everybody else's wins. I liked just sitting in the calls listening, like on the days where I felt like I was at capacity, but seeing where other people were and what they were doing, I was like, okay, momentum building. And so I would leave the call and it was like I got a second wind and I would go do the thing that I needed to do for myself. It was paced really well. Not only am I glad that I completed the program, this is one of the programs that I feel like I have gotten the most done in. Like, it has moved the needle the most in my business.
You rewrote everything.
Yeah, so my website, I completely rewrote it based on going through SEO and Grow because none of my copy on the old website like used any keywords. I didn't know how to use it, so I had to rewrite everything, which was perfect. And I changed a lot of the formatting, changed the layout. Everything is brand new.
It's so fresh.
Yeah, it's good.
So take us back to what made you say, like, now is the time that I really want to prioritize SEO?
So I'll kind of work back like 9 months ago. So I relocated from New York City to the Bay Area of California. And as I relocated, I decided that I wanted to just work on the online portion of my business because in New York, it was hybrid where I was going to a studio and teaching online and working the online business. But I thought now is the time where I have more time. And before I jump into studio life again, I want to focus on my website, focus on more video content, focus on all of the things that is required to make an online business thrive. So I would say like February, March, I was filming a lot of content. And I was thinking like, gosh, no one's finding out about this content. I definitely need to start with marketing. So then I thought about Instagram and social media, which felt completely overwhelming and unpredictable and not sure if that would give me results. And I couldn't really track results anyways. So then I was thinking, I really need to redo my website. And I actually wasn't even thinking about search engine optimization necessarily until I ran across your profile because we had taken another business course together.
Yeah.
And then I looked at it and it was like, oh, this is what I need. I need to make my website findable. And I have no idea how to do that. So then it was instant. It was like, this is what I need to do.
Was there like a really big breakthrough that you had or a moment of clarity?
I had no idea how to title an image correctly. I was doing it all wrong. And then how to add alt text to an image. So the clarity ended up being more of like a discovery of what to do with that information because I would look at it before on my old website and I didn't really know what it meant. And the website builder doesn't necessarily explain even what it's really for and how to even write the correct terms. And like, it's not like they do a bad representation of it, but it's coming from a perspective that assumes people know what to do with it, which is not true. I don't think most people know what to do with it. So that was clarity for me of like, oh, now I know what to do with this text box. I actually know what to write.
Yeah.
And in the future, I can change it if I need to and know what I'm doing and know why it's purposeful, which that makes more of a difference than what I was getting caught up in before was like, oh, beautiful images and layout and fonts. That doesn't even matter as much. I mean, it does for the user to see it, but if the user can't even see it, what's the point?
Any words of advice now that you're on the other side?
Yes. Well, first of all, I would say if you don't know what it is and anything like me and want to actually take action on the website, I would just say sign up for Brittany's course and it will just help you and it's easier. So I would tell someone do SEO and Grow because it's a bigger deal than they might think it is. It's a bigger deal than just putting in keywords and then writing something for the meta description and for the SEO title, right? So there's actually a strategy. And, if they don't know how to do the strategy, I would just say make it easy on yourself, sign up for Brady's course. You won't have to slog through all the forums online. and what to do, and plus all the stuff you gave us to help us organize ourselves, which I need desperately, is so helpful. So that itself, just organizing it and then having this template of how to move it forward and like take it off of the document, our organization into the website and make it real was amazing.
I love hearing that.
I would tell them it's important to do. If you don't know how to do it, sign up.
What made you go, okay, now is the time that I need to focus on SEO? And I'm laughing because we both know the story.
So you and I had connected quite some time ago, and then you DM'd me on Instagram and you were checking in, and I was like, yeah, SEO is on my radar, but it doesn't feel like it's something that's like urgent. There's a lot of other things on the list that come before SEO. And you were like, cool. Then you started sending emails that were just your regular emails for SEO and Grow. And you were very brilliantly sent me a personal email telling me how I was showing up for you when you Googled my name. And there was something about tennis and there was something about obituaries and nothing about coaching or leadership or women or confidence or any of the things that I actually talk to my clients about anywhere. And it is because I have a blog about life lessons from the tennis court. And I also have something about legacy that connects to your obituary. But like, those are the things that people are finding when they search for me. This is no bueno. So I then responded to your email and said, okay, fine, I'll get on a call. Because I was like, this is clearly not good. So we got on a call and I don't even remember what you said, but I pretty much was in because I was like, obituary and tennis are a problem.
They really are. I totally understand with the blog and everything. But it's like you said, it's not really getting the right people in the door at all.
No, and clearly the way I'm titling my blogs is not effective. And so nothing I'm doing online in my online presence is attracting the right people or having the right people find me. And so it just became very clear to me that this actually needed to go to the top of the list. I've known that I needed to do some major copy updates on my website for a long time. I loved the copy I had, but it's so bizarre how it was maybe 4 years old. That doesn't seem that long, but my business has grown up in 4 years, you know? And so it wasn't wrong. It just wasn't exactly going to attract the exact kind of client that I was looking for. So knowing that I was doing that with your guidance of keywords and SEO and rewind. I learned so much. The whole picture thing, to understand how important it is and all the different places that your photo goes online and how it can either help you and really support you in having people find you in so many different ways or not. Like there were just so many small little things that it's like, oh, these small tweaks individually make a difference and then add up to really make a really big difference. And, we've just started tracking, so I don't exactly know what that difference has made yet. And I'm also not done with everything I need to do.
But she's also not behind.
I'm also not behind because Brittany always tells me I'm not behind. First of all, it was easier than I thought it was going to be. It was way less like I imagined it to be so overwhelming. And I think that's something about you, which is that like you speak in normal people speak, not in tech speak. I have been in an SEO workshop before and my eyes glazed over.
That's the worst.
Truly. Like I was like, oh my God, I feel like my head's going to spin off. And I never felt that way with you. Or if I did, I knew that I could reach out. Like I didn't have to stay in that overwhelmed space because you would simplify it or clarify it or make it easier for me. And so now, truthfully, it is a lot of information. And I feel like now that I've implemented in many ways, not all of them, once I'm fully implemented, I kind of want to go back to the beginning to watch again because you only absorb 25% of the information when you first learn something. Did you know that little fact? So I just feel like if I can go back and now look at it through the lens of having done it once and look at what I've done, I'm just excited about what's possible from all of it, from the photos to the headlines, even like the things on my website. There's just so many little tricks that even if your website isn't fully SEOified, can still make a big
Yeah.
difference. Like you can choose to go all in, or you can choose like, I'm going to take this one thing at a time and I'm just going to start with this. And all of it will make a difference.
Yeah.
And I think that was the biggest thing to realize, all these places that I had missed opportunities to attract my right and ready client. I got motivated to update my website copy. I also feel motivated to blog now.
Yay.
And I'm just starting that portion, but I feel motivated to do that because I understand why it's important and what it will do for me, as opposed to just, oh, I have a website and I'm a coach, so I should have a blog. And it was like, meh, now it's like, oh, there's a strategy here and there's a reason behind it. And we get to track the strategy and see what works. And so it makes me feel like I'm running my business from a much smarter strategic place than from just like, this is why you put a website up and you write a blog,
But you also mentioned something that people haven't talked about yet, which is you have support. You have an assistant. So what was it like for you and Jane to have that support and to actually have like a team member who was there with you and kind of absorbing it and doing some of the doing?
It's awesome. Well, first of all, this is kind of Jane's sweet spot. Like she's into tech. I mean, she's amazing at so many things, but I think it was exciting for her also. She was excited for the opportunity to learn more about this. And there are rabbit holes with SEO that I could have gone down and spent hours on things, but because I delegated specifically keyword research, but because I delegated to Jane, she sent me her first list, and it was great because some of the things on the first list, I was like, these are too coach speaky. Like, these are things that we talk about once people are in my program, but they're not going to be searching for that. So she went back and revamped, and then we sent to you, and you helped us revamp. And like that part, which I think to me was like the most in my mind was so stressful, partially because of the SEO workshop I had done once before, was so easy breezy. I mean, I watched it, so I knew what was going on. I wanted to have the information, but I just didn't have to do. It was amazing. She's watched all of the calls so that also if I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if this is working in the right way or can you look on this? She knows exactly what's going on. So, and really, like we're setting this up. This is going to be like, I'm not going to track my SEO data by myself. She's going to look at it and interpret it, and then we'll get on a call. Because again, that's the kind of thing that would overwhelm me. The data stuff makes my head want to explode. It's just not how my brain works. So to have somebody who's supporting me who actually enjoys digging into it, and then to have you to say, okay, here's what's working well, and here's where we might need to pivot or tweak a little bit. It makes me excited for 2026. I feel like this was a great thing to do in the latter half of this year because I feel like now we're digging into it and I'll really get to reap the rewards in 2026.
Question number 1. What made you say, now is the time I want to focus on SEO? We all know Michelle's.
I was going to say, you know my answer.
I don't know what the moment was exactly, but I do know that I started to see things improve for me in Google searches last year, and it was so random, and I wanted a better sense of like, well, how does this work? I had seen that it does work, but I hadn't gotten a good, clear overview of it. And so I wanted that. And I think the thing that caught me was I was looking at your stuff for case studies, and you weren't doing that, but you were doing this. And so I did this.
That's a good second option. It's become pretty obvious that the marketing you've been doing is not the marketing you want to continue doing. The constant filming your life, posting every day, also a whopping 3 to 5% of your entire audience can see what you have to say, and just generally feeling like you're chasing people around the internet. Enough. That is so much effort on your end. It's time for a strategy that will market for you. Enter SEO. Wait. Don't leave yet. I know SEO sounds like this crazy, impossible to learn, shell out thousands of dollars for the rest of your career kind of thing. But that's a lie, and the complete opposite of what you'll find inside my 3-month group coaching program, SEO Grow. Inside SEO Grow, you're surrounded by a group of entrepreneurs who are also done putting their all into the algorithm. And I'm there with all of you walking through my 3-part SEO Grow method. You know, the proven process that's gotten entrepreneurs just like you results like showing up on page 1 in just a couple weeks, getting warm to hot leads straight from Google in just 1 month, and showing up in AI searches because they've taken the time to optimize their websites for SEO, even making sales straight from their podcasts. I know, Kind of just what you've been looking for, right? Explore everything inside SEO and Grow with the link in the show notes. Doors officially close November 5th. I'll see you inside.
I feel like for me, I always knew SEO was important and a good tool. I had paid someone to do it at one point and I feel like nothing happened. And I was like, well, I don't trust someone to do this again. So I want to do it. But it was never in my capacity to learn it because I knew it was a lot that goes into it. And I know there's a reason why you guys charge what you do because it's a lot. And then I finally was like, I am done with social media and I want Google to work for me. And then Mallory said, check out Brittany. And then I was like, yep, I trust her. I don't know why, but I trust her. So
we had a solid 45-minute conversation in the DMs.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm in.
2 days before it started. And I was like, okay, it's now or I don't know when because.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Next question. This is kind of a loaded one, but whatever speaks to you. What actions or clarity or results or breakthroughs are you most proud of?
Understanding, starting to understand what this is and how it works. I think for me, it's like Mandarin. It was this elusive thing that the idea of even diving into it actually made me nauseous. And you made it much more accessible so that I now actually understand things. And yes, there are tech elements to it, but it's manageable. I can read basic Mandarin.
Yes.
I love that.
I feel like my thing is that I can write blogs. And I thought it was this thing that was I can't do that. That's way out of my capacity. I can't do social media. I don't like that. But blogs are very manageable for me. And I don't know if it's just the way that I process information, writing it out is really easy for me versus creating creative content on Instagram. But I can write blogs.
I'm so happy for you for that. But I can't blog. Ask my husband. And then next thing I know, she's got 2 blogs. She's like, they're going live. It's so exciting.
So I think the breakthrough was building the website, but having the tools alongside. So this whole course, when it started, I was starting my website. So it was really nice to go along. So that was a huge action I was excited about. I think the breakthrough is kind of like Michelle, understanding. You really made it simple. So I actually feel okay, it's not this crazy thing and it's totally doable. And I'm also with Ellie, I'm on Instagram, but I don't have above 1,000 followers. And I didn't want that to be the reason my business flopped or something like that. I was and that can't be the thing I'm relying on to grow it because it changes all the time. They're very random who they show and what they don't. That's the thing I don't really care. I'm ugh. And now I feel what I'm excited about is because I don't have a blog, I actually feel ready to start it because on my website, I have a little blog tab. Unlike my old website had none of that stuff. So now I have a little blog tab and I feel ready to go because I have goals in mind because I can't just write a blog without having a goal in mind of what I want people to do. But it makes sense if I'm oh, I want to maybe get my free trial out there. Okay, then that's going to be the goal of the blog. Or I want to sell a subscription, goal of the blog. So now I feel I can blog. Not that I've done it yet, but I feel way more excited about it, which I did not feel excited about before. I was oh, I don't even know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now I know what to do.
Yeah. And you've got the right idea, especially as a business owner. That's the thing, what you were just saying of I want to get my freebie out there. That's the thing that so many business owners miss. So with you having that in mind and having never written a blog, your blogs are going to be amazing.
For you to break it down to say 1 day a month, do this, you're very accessible. Also, to be able to say 1 to 2 blogs a month works. That's a great place to start. If I want to do more at some point, but just do that. It just feels now, listen, you can cut this out. I'm behind. You knew what I was going to say, right? Did you know?
I did. I have sirens going on over here, so it was on mute.
Just know, I still feel a little overwhelmed because I have to catch up on the videos and learn all that stuff and get that started. But once things are started, I also feel this sense of this is not a crazy thing to try to maintain. this feels very doable.
Yeah.
And I don't feel that way about a lot of stuff in my business. And fix it, it's accessible. It's much more accessible than I ever imagined. I truly was like, I can't do this until I have like a lot of space and time. And we never have a lot of space and time if our businesses are working. So
my numbers on Google Search Console, I'm showing up on the first page for 3 or 4 different search keywords. That's radical. I think it's radical. And I don't even feel like I'm done making things good yet. So that's really amazing to me. And I think I was hearing somebody talk the other day. It was a friend of mine who's also a coach, about keywords that she was looking at to put into her blog. And she listed them out. I'm like, you don't have a clue what you're talking about in terms of making a decent keyword. You don't know what you're talking. And I didn't say it, but I know what I'm talking about a little bit anyway, in terms of how to make a keyword work for my business to grow, which is, it's big. That's big. I think that's big.
That's huge. I mean, the fact that you said 3 keywords, you're on page 1, like what? And then to also feel, just to even have that feeling of like, oh, I actually know how to do that. And she doesn't know how to do that, but I know how to do that now. Just to have that moment of awareness it's definitely huge.
Yeah, it feels huge to me. It feels like there's still a learning curve. It's like doing the blogs is going to be a thing to figure out. I mean, I have a lot of blogs, and going back through them seems like a heinous task at this point. But I did the other day, I had a vague idea, and I did some keyword research to figure out what kind of keywords I wanted in there. And then I wrote it. And that was radical. I thought that was really radical.
I think I've listened to this 3 or 4 times already myself, and each time my jaw is just hanging open. I know the impact SEO can have on a business owner and a business, but hearing them share about the program and what they're excited about and even what they've already experienced in their businesses just makes me so proud and so happy for them. SEO wants to support you too, but it needs you to put in some effort in order for it to have the information it needs to go to work for you. That could look like done for you SEO or DIYing SEO, but it could also look like an incredibly supportive group program experience with me as your guide. I'd be honored to help you navigate all things SEO. This next round of SEO and Grow begins on November 5th and it ends February 18th. We also have 3 weeks of integration time built in because we've got holidays and end of year, beginning of the year. The link to learn more about what's included in the program is below. There are payment plans, and the next round of SEO and Grow will start in March, and it will be at a higher price point. If you have any questions, come find me on Instagram, Brittany_Herzberg. You can text me using the link in the podcast player, but if you want a response, please give me some way to reach you. It could be an email address or Instagram handle or even a Voxer or Telegram handle. Just keep that in mind. And until next time, I'm cheering you on your SEO journey. You've heard me talk about it, but how exactly does social proof support SEO? Well, your clients are kind of freaking brilliant because when they share what it's like to work with you or what they were able to achieve or accomplish with your help, they use words that other people are searching for. For real, they'll say things like, I walk away with practical tips to apply SEO to my own business, or all online business owners need to know about your SEO course, or Brittany helps me understand SEO in a real and tangible way. You know what's coming next, right? I need your help to get the Basic Bee podcast reaching more of the right ear holes. When you follow, rate, review, and share the show, that helps me help more entrepreneurs discover and lean into the magic of SEO. As a little extra incentive to write a review, once a month, I'll be selecting one podcast reviewer to receive a free mini SEO audit. You'll help me get discovered, and I'll do the same for you. Check the description for more info.